Evening YouTube on this lovely Friday evening. It's bloody awful in Devon, where I am. It's blowing a gale. I'm in my man cave that my wife allows me. It's in disrepair because it's a man cave, and I never have time to fix it. Basically, just thought do a little bit of playing, and just show what I've had come in basically over the last sort of few weeks and months since I did my last video, which was sort of a full pedalboard demo of my new amp. Basically, what I've had is had a bit of no real gear, sort of pedals or anything like that come in. Had a few that I've thought of maybe, but deals never sort of work out. Always on the lookout for fuzz pedals. So if you have a weird one, get in touch. As if you look on the other videos, you'll see it's all bloody fuzz. But basically, I've been sort of looking for a few basses. I've fancied for a while. Ever since I've had to either move basses on in the past, or and never been able to give them the time, or saw maybe on Bass Chat where I frequent a lot. And I've seen a few basses that I thought I'd quite like to try, and then nowhere near a shop. So, and there's obviously the classics. I've had sort of a Modulus for a while now. It's a 2008 Modulus FB4, a Fleabase 4 before they went to the FU, and sadly went out of business. But I think they're back, which is awesome news because they're amazing, amazing basses. So that was kind of like my Stingray sound, or aggressive sort of humbucker, massive pickup sound. Really, really cool bass, active preamp, all the jazz. I'll try and get that to a point where it's playable again. Basically, the preamp's having a bit of a bad day. I think the batteries have just been left in there to rot. But that plans to come back. That's currently in a silly experimental tuning of A standard on a 4-string, so that's like really low. But basically, I had that, and then I've got a vintage modified Squier Jazz Bass 5. So that's my jazz bass sort of sound. So that's just what I've been playing basically in my band 16 Still Sunday on recordings, and my Modulus is on one of the recordings. It's on a song called Death Note, which was in a standard tuning at the time. But basically the jazz has been used for everything else, with Diodario Pro Stills on it. Just it bites. It's gnarly. It's really thick. It's really bassy. It really cuts. Basically, it just really helps in a metal band, in a doom metal band with two guitars where I'm using fuzz myself and a valve amp. It just really helps it cut through, and it works really well. And it's not active; it's passive, so no sort of worry of batteries running out, which now I worry about sometimes. I know I should do up maintenance on it, and it's not really a problem, and I don't worry about it running out, but it's, I don't use it as often, so I'll be, and also it's a fucking rare bass now. There's not too many going around. I don't see many others on the circuit where I've played, or around. There probably are, but I really like the bass, and it might just be a record. It might end up just being a studio bass. I don't know. Bit of a shame, but we'll see. But basically, yeah, I want to sort of have, Stingray, jazz. I needed the third one basically. So I went out and got me a P bass recently. It's pretty sweet. It's made in Korea, good Korea, not bad Korea. Squier 91 P bass. It's got upgraded tone stack by a guy on Bass Chat. I will pronounce this wrong. Kogan or Kilgian or something like that. it's basically it's just a slight improvement on the tone stack. I think for me it makes the rolled off tone really usable all of a sudden. On my Jazz, I'm actually at a point where I'm actually going to take that tone pot completely out and just replace it with a permanent thing that is, and get rid of that pot altogether, because I don't use it. With this, I can see it's a much more usable circuit. Even with it's not just the woof that you get with a lot of, well, what I've had personally in my experience with tone stacks before. So if we just I'm playing through, obviously all the audio's coming through my iPad, so I do apologise if this won't come across particularly well, but just thought, just a quick little, obviously this is my CTM 15 through my 212 VS Ashdown cab. Bass is in drop C for people who are wondering watching. I roll the tone off. It's a really usable sound for me. Obviously it wouldn't have come across very well because I don't have it mic'd up, and I do apologise for that for any haters get on board. It's just a really usable sound for me. It's road worn to hell. There's buckle rash and big gouges out of it, and the pick guard's aftermarket, so it doesn't quite fit around the neck properly. I don't know if you'll be able to even see. Oh, there you go. I don't care about any of that. It cost me £150. It's made of tree wood. It's good tuners. Really nice neck on it. The only thing I may do is the neck's got a gloss finish on it. I might take that off. Pure and simple, and only because it doesn't have a gloss finish on my VM Squire, on my Jazz, and I'm used to that, so I know how that feels, and I'm just used to being able to feel the wood, but it's not awful, and I'm not going to rush into doing that straight away. I'm definitely going to give it a gig before I do that, but that's my P-Bass. There's some updates coming. Got new pickups, got Seymour Duncan, and some fat beams by DR, just to make it really fat, because that's the sound I'm going for. I figured I'm going to embrace the P-Bass and not change my strings for a long time. Probably piss everybody off who, but we'll see how dark. I want it to be a really dark sounding bass and really fat, because what I'm planning to do is use this with my heliotropic fuzz to really make it down, really sit underneath everything, bar maybe like the kick, but just really sit down there in sort of just dirt, basically, in filth. So that's my P-Bass, and then I wanted something experimental. This is well before Christmas I got this, from Andertons. It's a bitchin' little bass. Still paying, well, it's I'd say little. This will piss some people off, just because it will. I got 6 string. It's pretty mental. LCD, BS206SM, so it's bolted maple. It's got a couple of ESP humbuckers in there. Passive pickups, active preamp, or active sort of EQ, as they call it. Really good little EQ. Lots of sounds. I've got it sort of a way that works at the minute. I've got it. It's down tuned a whole step from what it would normally be. So it's got a really low A. And I've got a few things planned for this bass. Some would say that I should leave it as it is because it's very useful. Writing, and I've been playing on it a bit, and it is cool. And the mods I'm going to do to it are going to mean that if I sell it, I'll lose money on it probably. It's nothing like I'm not drilling holes in it. What I'm going to do is, rather than tune it so I've got a string higher and a string lower than a regular, so the 4 strings in the middle of the bass, in the middle of the neck. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do it so the 4 strings on the bottom of the normal bass, and I've just got 2 lower. So I've got my 5 string there, not standard 5 string, but I've got 1 lower, which I think I'm going to tune sort of a bit of Nolly Get Good. I love a bit of Periphery. I'm going to do it so that it's actually a low F sharp or E. We'll see what I can do. I don't really want to go any bigger than the 175 gauge string that I've got for this bass, just because it might be a bit crazy. I've heard that I might need to go 195, which is a crazy big string. But again, that's one of those things we'll see. It'll be being done at some point in the next month or so. We'll see how usable. Like, yeah, okay, people are gonna say that amp's not gonna. You're not gonna hear those noise that it making that noise low down. I want to give it a try. I use low tunings. I've got a big valve amp that can push, and I've got a Beastie 810 that can kick out a fair bit of lows. I've got stuff that will help me protect against really just crazy stuff, and I'm probably I use enough distortion that actually I used to have a compressor on my board. I don't anymore because I realised I'm going through all this distortion. Maybe I know that does a bit of compression for me. So do I actually need it? And I've actually noticed that I'm not missing it being here. As long as I'm careful and I don't do anything stupid, there is still that to contend with. Then I'm okay. So I'll play a little bit. It's really nice. Just dead flat. It's just everything's got like sort of a 12 o'clock, apart from the volume, so that I know exactly where I am. So this is both pickups. Excuse the playing because obviously it's a bit different. Tongue as well. And with the EQ, I don't know how well this will come out again on the speakers. That's the bass boost. What I quite like is with the CTM15, it's not clean, but if I push the mids up on this bass, it pushes the amp that little bit more, and it breaks up, and it's cool just. Obviously it's 24 frets. So. It's just a cool little bass. It's just a cool thing. It's more, like I say, it's more for a toy than anything serious at the minute. But it's probably going to find its way. It's going to be into the live. It's probably going to be a bit weird because I'm going to have to learn how to play with my bass a bit higher. I do play it a bit punky. I do play with Dunlop straps as low as they will go, and that might hinder me with this bass as it's not the lightest. She's not the lightest gal. But It's very well put together. Fuel Skunk Stripe. It's a really well put together bass, made in Indonesia. So I have no problems. There are I think it's that the ESPs that are made in the States are probably better, but they're like triple the money. I didn't have that bonus to go with, so my pedal board is still the same. Nothing new there. There may be one more thing coming in, but that's questionable. But one more, and it's pretty cool. Starts with the word V, and it's cool. And the guy who does it has a really cool band, and he makes amps, but they start with V. It's not Victory, because they don't do bass amps yet, and they're not gonna, because let's be honest, it's a guitar dude. But anyway, peace out, YouTube. Obviously, don't be hating on the iPad app. It's really convenient for me, and I'll probably do a few more videos this way. Peace out all.